턴테이블.
귀엽네요.
되게 귀엽죠?
이게 되는 거예요?
미키마우스도 저잖아요, 저. 집에 미키마우스가 좀 많아요.
오늘 입을 거 백어 2개니까 이거 하고 아우
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jikook Diaries channel. This title may sound surprising and even hurtful to some, but before we jump to conclusions, let's pause and look at things from a calmer, more mature perspective. In the entertainment world, especially in an industry as large as K-pop, what appears on the surface doesn't always reflect what's really going on behind the scenes. There's a lot to be managed, maintained, and adjusted for the sake of careers, the group's image, and the artist's mental health. When many people started talking about Jikook's breakup, what they were really seeing were small changes in their public interactions. Changes in the way they looked at each other, the way they stood side by side, the way they spoke in front of the camera, or even the lack of moments that seemed like they used to. But does that change automatically mean their love is gone? Or is it another sign of maturity, caution, and protection of something so precious? A strong relationship doesn't always have to be demonstrated through grand gestures. Sometimes the deepest relationships are the quietest, most guarded, and least in need of recognition from the outside world. Jimin and Jungkook grew up together, going through training, the pressures of debut, global fame, and becoming highly influential figures. That bond can't be lost simply because of a change in the way they interact in public. Many fans sense that the energy between them is still there. A glance, a small smile, and comfortable body language are all signs that something remains. It may not be as open and spontaneous as it once was, but rather a calmer, more mature, and more conscious atmosphere. This is why the theory has emerged that if there's distance, it's not because of lost love, but because everything has been carefully planned for the common good. In real life, any relationship changes over time. The way you express affection as a teenager is certainly different from the way you express it as an adult. The same is true for Jimin and Jungkook. They are no longer in the early stages of their careers, where everything feels new and spontaneous. They're now at a stage where every move could be scrutinized, every moment could be overinterpreted, and every interaction could spark major speculation. Looking at it this way, it makes sense that they're becoming more cautious. Not to distance themselves, but rather to protect what they have. In many relationships, maintaining public distance doesn't mean emotional distancing. Sometimes it's a way to ensure that something precious isn't damaged by external pressures. Many people think love must always be obvious to be real. In fact, mature love often doesn't require much visual evidence. It thrives on mutual understanding, respect, and silent support. If Jikook chooses not to publicly display their closeness as he once did, it doesn't mean their feelings are gone. It could be the opposite, that their feelings are strong enough to no longer need proof. In an industry full of rules and strategies, many things are planned. Not to separate, but to regulate the pace, maintain balance, and ensure everyone's safety. So when the narrative that everything was planned emerges, it doesn't necessarily mean something negative. It could be a form of protection for a relationship that they want to maintain in a more private way. The word planned often sounds cold and calculating. However, in this context, it can actually be interpreted as a form of responsibility. In the entertainment world, companies play a major role in managing their artists' images. This is not only for business purposes, but also to protect artists from excessive pressure, public misunderstanding, and emotional risk. If there is indeed a certain arrangement in how Jimin and Jungkook appear together, it could be seen as an effort to maintain a balance between professional and personal life. Love that is too exposed often becomes fragile due to too much interference. By maintaining boundaries, relationships can actually grow healthier. Many fans believe that Jikook's love never truly disappeared, simply changed form. From initially open and spontaneous, it became more calm and guarded. From once easily visible, it is now more hidden but felt more deeply. This is why the plan theory is actually seen as evidence that there is something they want to protect, not end. In silence, they may support each other in ways we can't see. in the distance, they may actually find a stronger closeness. Because love isn't always about physical intimacy in front of the camera, but rather about consistent emotional presence.
이렇게 장비들 이렇게 돼 있고 여기는
예, 알겠습니다. 앞에 안 보입니다. 갱! 수연단했습니다.
자, 나중에 또 올게요.
둘, 셋, 감사합니다.
여기 짐을 다 쌌습니다. 네, 짐을 다 쌌고 힘들다. 떠나봅시다.
True love doesn't just disappear. It may not always be visible, but it's still there. Many fans feel that Jimin and Jungkook's relationship is still filled with mutual care. The way they respect each other, the way they maintain each other's boundaries, and the way they remain comfortable in the same space shows that the bond has never truly been broken. In fact, in that calm, we can see maturity. They no longer need the world's approval to validate their feelings. They know what they have, and that's enough. Mature love is one that doesn't crave validation, doesn't need the spotlight, and doesn't depend on the opinions of others. For many fans, this is what makes Jimin and Jungkook's story so powerful. Not because of the drama, not because of the controversy, but because of the sincerity that is felt, even if it isn't always visible. Their relationship symbolizes that love can grow in silence, that closeness doesn't always have to be announced, and that genuine feelings will always find their own way to survive. Perhaps it's no longer about showing, but about maintaining. It's no longer about proving, but about trusting. And that's where the true beauty lies. So, is this really a breakup? Or is it simply a change in how they protect something so precious? Many signs point to the love still being there, just being expressed in a more mature and conscious way. If everything was planned, perhaps it wasn't to separate, but to preserve. As fans, the best we can do is to continue supporting them, respecting their choices, and not forcing a narrative that could hurt. Because true love isn't always visible, but can always be felt. Thank you for watching and listening to this story until the end. If you found this story touching, don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow fans, and subscribe so you don't miss the next Jimin and Jungkook story. See you in the next video, and let's continue to support Jimin and Jungkook with love filled with respect and warmth.